Hey, let's move. It's December. Nah, it's the holidays. Nothing sells over the holidays. All right, after the holidays. Nah, let's wait till spring. Nothing sells in the winter. Hey, I'm Brian Marino, the Real Realtor, giving you information that you can use. And today I'm going to be talking about should you sell over and move over the holidays and over the winter time. Now, I hear a lot every year. This always is the age-old question. It always comes up, and for the most part, most people are making a mistake who decide to wait until the spring. And I'll tell you why. And again, the key is most people, not everybody, but most people. All right. Long time ago, if you read any books by anybody successful, a lot of them preach do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. So what is everybody else doing? They don't want to sell during the holidays. They don't want to sell in the winter time. And their belief is that nobody comes at all during those times. Now, I'll stop right there. It's different, I understand, and I get it. If it's the holiday time and you're having tons of people over for dinner, 3-4 nights a week, you're doing a ton of holiday shopping, you have a large family, you have a bunch of parties, I get it. It probably might not be for you to sell at this time and move. I do understand that a lot of realtors are taught to say all these things, to say why you shouldn't. Well, I'll be the first to say, you know what? Everybody's situation is different. So if the realtor is pushing you to do this without hearing what might be your situation, they may not be thinking of you. I learned a long time ago. There are some people this makes sense for, and there are other people, like I was saying, with the large families and the large things that they have to do, tremendous amount of things. Those people, you know what? You're probably better off waiting. You don't need the extra aggravation and stress. So I get it. I get it. This is just really for the motivated people who really want to sell and think, maybe overthink it. They're trying to time the market and they start to think, oh, geez, no, I should wait until springtime. I should wait until after the holidays. Nobody comes then. So again, like I said, that's not true. And now I want to get into a lot of those reasons why it may not be in your best interest to wait. First one. Anybody coming during the holidays, that's a serious buyer. Anybody coming during a snowstorm in January, that's a serious buyer. Ultimately, you want a serious buyer to buy your home. Why? They're less likely to haggle over the price, and they're less likely to, be difficult to deal with as far as, what they want. They really want the house, and that's first and foremost. You get those type of buyers who are just window shopping. They see a house and they say, well, if I can get it for $30,000 or $50,000 less, I'll go for it. That's not a serious buyer. That's not the greatest type of buyer for you. In my 32 years of selling, I come across that type of buyer, and even if I do a deal with them, it's usually a difficult deal because they're not a serious buyer. You want a serious buyer. Serious buyers have fewer homes to choose from during the holidays and possibly even the winter. So what does that mean for you? More money for you. How does that work? Well, if there's 10 buyers for 5 homes, for example, that's a lot of competition for only a few homes. But then after the holidays, well, now you got 20 homes on the market and you got 20 buyers. Well, actually, you're going to have more competition before the holidays based on those ratios. So I didn't tell you there'd be a math test, but if you understand those ratios, that's generally what happens. Maybe it's not to that extreme, but there'll be more competition after the holidays, and especially in the spring when everybody puts their home on the market. Everybody thinks nobody wants to move until the summertime. Well, that's true for a small contingent of people with children. Some people, they don't care about that. They'll move during the middle of the school year. Other people want to try and time that, and I get it. And next point I want to make. The supply of listings always increases in January. This is what I was just hinting at. There'll be less demand for your home as more homes come on the market. That's just natural. Basic laws of supply and demand. I was hinting at that a second ago, and I'm stressing it again because it's that important. You want to be on the market at a time when there's less homes on the market, not more homes. And right now, who knows how things could change during the year, especially if the economy changes, but you do not have a lot of competition. That's why, even though the number of buyers has dropped in 2022, some homes still sell with multiple offers. Not as crazy as it was in 2020 and 2021, but it still happens. Um, Next one. When you're selling a home, you've decorated it nice, your Christmas tree, your Hanukkah ornaments, whatever the situation might be, you've decorated nicely for the holidays. So homes are just going to show better. What's that going to do? That might cause an emotional reaction from the buyer of how great it looks, and it makes it easier for them to picture how it'll be decorated when it's their home for the holidays. Could cause it a more emotional buy. What do I mean by emotional buy? Well, logic may say everything fits in the parameters as far as number of bedrooms, number of baths, the price, maybe even the closing date. That's all logical things. Emotional things are how a buyer feels when they're in the house, when they're walking through the house, when they picture their things in the house. So around the holiday time, yes, they're going to feel, a lot of homes feel warm, cozy. You just get a good feeling walking through them. They don't even have to be up for sale, I'm talking about. So I'm sure you can appreciate what I'm saying. Next point. Now this goes back to more logical reasons. Some buyers have to buy before the end of the year for tax reasons. That's just the way it is. Their accountant told them you're going to pay too much in taxes. You're planning to buy a home, whether it's an investment home or a personal residence. They're told that's what they should do. Another thing, again related to more logic than emotion. January is the month that a lot of employees begin new jobs. A lot of times these people are transferees. So the best type of buyer you could have is a transferee. Why? Because they come into town, they know they have to buy a home, they're less likely to haggle over not just the price but other terms as well, and to give you more flexibility. They need a home quickly, especially if you need to sell quickly. It just makes for a much less stressful transaction. I've seen that all the time with transferees. So that happens a lot. They get the word in December and January. Those are the 2 months that those tend to take place. So because of that, they tend to all of a sudden be a motivated buyer, and they buy more logically than emotionally. In addition, also, at the end of the year, a lot of employers give out bonuses. Depending upon the level of the bonus, they may decide to put that money in real estate. Now they have a windfall. Maybe, again, their accountant is telling them to do that. That's always a possibility as well. Even if you're on the market during the holidays, it's a lot easier to restrict the showings. If you are having a lot of family or celebrations, whatever you do, you can definitely restrict the showings. No problem with that at all. Realtors aren't going to fight you on that. At least the good ones aren't. It's a little different during the during the non-holiday season. You want to make the home available as much as possible. During the holidays, perfectly normal to restrict showings. Also, because of selling in December or January, you might get more money because of that, like I explained. In addition, now you can negotiate possibly a longer closing date as well. Basically from mid-December until sometime in the first week of January, people are working less. Attorneys, home inspectors, banks, mortgage companies, all of them are not going to work as quickly as they would at other times of the year. They're taking time off. Usually a lot of people are a part of the departments, and a lot of them are taking time off. So it's a lot easier to get something together, a meeting of the minds, and then just start delaying the process a little bit. And depending upon the buyer, maybe you can delay that closing until, March, even April. Now look what that does for you. Now you're delaying it till March or April. As more listings come out, as you get closer to spring, now you have a better selection to choose from, and maybe you can get a home at a better price. That's a possibility as well. Again, because you'll be a non-contingent buyer. That means you won't have to sell. Now your home will be under contract and you know what you'll be getting as far as that goes. Anyway, last point I want to make is the trend, two trends. One, interest rates, the trend is that they're going up. If I had to guess between now and 6 months from now, if I had to pick whether interest rates are going to go up or interest rates are going to go down, likelihood of what I'm going to say is interest rates will probably be up. So the same house for a buyer will be better price for them. Their monthly payment will be less, all other things being equal, than it will in 6 months. That'll motivate some buyers to do something now rather than later. Also, prices. Will prices be up or will prices be down? Well, chances are, not definite, but chances are prices will be down. If prices will be down, then you'd want to try and get as much money as possible now rather than wait. So nothing is guaranteed. Nothing at all is guaranteed. You still could wait till the spring, and it's possible you could get more than you could now. What I'm talking about is what will happen the majority of the time based on my experience, what I've seen in all my years of selling real estate. I've seen home prices go sometimes a little higher, in December and January than I do in the spring. I've actually seen a slight downward push on prices simply because if all of a sudden 30 people put their home up on the market in March and April and not enough buyers come out to catch up with that. Whereas the difference is around this time of the holidays, maybe a lot of buyers are waiting until after the first of the year. Well, more buyers come out in January than sellers come out. So that creates more competition for the buyers, and more competition is better for you as a seller. So like I said, nothing's guaranteed. So for any more information on this, or you just want to pick my brain, that's fine too. Just call the number you see, or email me, email me, however you want to contact me. And I thank you for your time, and happy holidays. Bye.